So let's talk about adding a new presentation into ProPresenter 7. So here we've already set up our libraries, we have some playlists. Now what are we going to put in there? So we need some content. So first let's add something from scratch. Here you go to the plus sign just up here in the top. We're going to drop this down where we made a new library. We can also make a new presentation. So just click on that. Now we're just going to name this. Now firstly we need to know what we're going to make. So this is where your libraries come in. So I've already made 3 different libraries: songs, scriptures, presentations. For this, I'm just going to make a simple song. So let's drop it in the songs library. So it's already organized straight from the get-go. We're going to call this one Amazing Grace. And here also, before we go, you've got 2 other options, theme and size. So size is about your resolution. Now this is what your output's going to be. We're going to talk more about resolutions towards the end of this course, as that's getting a bit more into the detail and concepts of video. So themes are also, as I said before, the new name for templates. So when you're adding a song, this is when you apply the theme for that song. And that will make sure that when you fire it straight away, it's going to look correct on your screens and you don't have to do anything else with it. So your theme, you would have different options down here. Now yours will probably not have these options. These are the ones I've created earlier, and we'll talk about themes and we'll create these and you'll get these a little bit later on in the course. For now, I'm not going to apply a theme. I'm going to leave it as the default theme, which means the text should just be in the middle of the screen. So let's go new. And now we've got our Amazing Grace. So that's how we've added a first one. We've created our presentation, we've put it in, we've named it, and it's already in the songs folder. So if you look in songs, Amazing Grace is sitting right there. If we were going to add it to a playlist, then we would just find our playlist and we drag and drop it into the playlist, just like that. So that's how you create a new presentation. And if you want to go further and edit, you can use the editors, you can do all that kind of stuff. We will be doing that soon. Now the other part is importing a new presentation. So this is one that's already been made in another computer, another version of ProPresenter, and you can bring it into ProPresenter 7 and it will load up and convert it into the right format for ProPresenter 7. So I've got a file that was made in ProPresenter 6. Let's bring that in. It's a song, and I'll show you 2 different ways you can import that. So firstly, we'll go to File. Down here you'll have Import, File. As you can see, there's different types of file you can import. There's files, there's PowerPoint slides, there's media, and you can import an entire ProPresenter library, which is a big library of songs, content, the whole lot. So here we're just going to do a file. Click on that. It's going to bring up your computer folders. I've got one here on the desktop already, Man of Sorrows from ProPresenter 6, so that's why it's got the .pro6 file type on it. We're going to go import, and here it brings up our option to choose the library we want to import into. Now I know it's a song, so I want it to go straight into the songs library to keep it nice and clean and simple for me. Okay, now it appears straight away. And here on my left, I have my songs, and Man of Sorrows is right there in my songs library. And here it's ready to go. I can click on something, ready to go. Now I haven't applied anything to it. I haven't applied a theme to it. It would currently be showing the same theme or template it had when it was exported from the previous version of software. So now we're talking about exporting. Let me quickly show you how to export a file. So I've imported this file, I'm going to export this file, okay? So this is what I do if I'm sending this file out somewhere else, if I'm sending it to another location, if I'm emailing it to someone so they can load it up just like we've just done. So what we do, we come down to our file. Now it's in our library, so I can go away, we can go back to the songs library, and we've got our 2 songs there. I'm going to right click on my song, down the bottom there, we have export as a bundle, or export as images. Now these are 2 different things. Export as a bundle, what that does, it exports at the correct file type for ProPresenter. So if you're sending it to another ProPresenter computer, whether it's a song, whether it's a presentation with pictures, you want to use export with bundle. Exporting as images actually exports each slide as its independent images. So it would populate on your desktop, wherever you chose, as a folder, and each slide becomes a still image in that folder. So that's actually a really handy trick if you've got an image in ProPresenter that you don't have anywhere else and someone wants it to post it on Instagram or something like that. You can actually export the slideshow as images and pull out the single image for them, and it'll be usable for that kind of stuff. So as we move on, I want to export as a bundle. So I'm going to export as bundle. It's going to let me name it whatever I want to, and we can just name it test export for now. I'm going to choose where I put it. I'm just going to pop mine on the desktop and go export. And that's it. You're all done. That's exporting a file. Okay. Now, if I just open up my Finder, I see I've got on my desktop there, I've got my test export pro bundle. So that's all good, done. So what I've done, I've imported Man of Sorrows in Pro 6 format. That's ProPresenter 6, the old version. Now I've translated that into a ProPresenter 7 format. Cool. So the other thing I want to show you is how to import something without going through the file or menu and stuff like that. There's actually a much quicker way to do that, and that is, we'll start from scratch. I'm just going to remove this. So I'm just going to delete this song. Yeah, I want to delete it from my library of documents. Go back to our desktop. Here we have Man of Sorrows, ProPresenter 6. I can quite easily quickly click, drag, and drop into the folder I want to. So I'm going to drop that back into Songs, and there it is again, back in Songs. So it's a quick and simple method to import a single or a couple of items. So that's all you need to know for adding a presentation, importing a presentation, or exporting a presentation. As we move on, we're going to talk about media and doing the same thing with media and utilizing the media bin and everything in the next video.